Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. We are back live on the Ted Show. I am really excited to have these gentlemen, the modern gentlemen. I've been holding on to that one since I saw the name. Come on the show. It's Christmas. They have a Christmas song. Well, they have more than that, I'm sure, but you make it feel like Christmas. They're a musical group. They have an amazing history. I want you to check them out at themodernGentleman.net. And of course, they're on social media everywhere. We have Todd, Brandon, Landon, and Brian. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Look, it's nice when there's 4 additional handsome men on here. So there's 5 handsome guys. Ladies, here we are. It's Christmas time, and so I love it when we get to talk about anything Christmas and the holidays. And these guys certainly can get you in the spirit, and we're going to show you some of that in a little bit. But people want to know about the Modern Gentleman. My audience probably doesn't know, but when you read the history and all of the amazing things that they have done in and for our world, you will be amazed like I am. So let's do some intros, though, and I'm going to start kind of like in the Brady Bunch area. We'll start up with Todd and kind of go around. Todd, welcome. How are you today?
Thanks. It's great to be here. I'm doing great. I'm here in sunny California. It's about 70 degrees outside. No snow yet.
And Brandon, how about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us. I'm from Los Angeles, but now I'm living in a little bit of a chillier climate in Las Vegas, where it's 61 degrees, Todd. So.
And Brian, how about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I'm in Los Angeles as well, so I can't complain about much right now.
All right, so everybody's got good weather. And Landon, you're last but not least.
Last but not least, I think I lose this category. I'm currently in New York City. We have about 1.5 feet of snow, which is all now starting to melt. So it just becomes black sludge everywhere you go.
That gets you in the spirit, though, right?
And it's cold. So yeah,
I feel like the cold weather gets you in the spirit. I'm in Orlando, so we are not having any cold weather.
You're right.
It's beautiful and sunny right now, probably about 70 degrees, and it's gorgeous out. But that doesn't really make you feel like Christmas, as the song goes. All right, so how did you all come together? Who wants to tell me a little bit about the history and the evolution of the group?
I'll start.
All right, Landon.
We all were in Los Angeles, which is home for all 3 of us except for Todd, and we were singers working professionally around town. Definitely well aware of each other. Brian and Brandon are brothers. That's a fun tongue twister to say, so they've known each other their whole lives. But we had worked together and done things like that. But then we just heard that. A guy by the name of Frankie Valli was looking for new singers. Todd had already been singing with him, and a bunch of us all went in and sang or auditioned, whatever you want to call it. And he chose initially me and Brian, and then subsequently Brandon a little bit thereafter to join. And so we started touring globally with Frankie Valli as part of the 4 seasons.
Amazing.
Singing all those harmonies on all those classic tunes.
So for those people, Todd, who don't know who Frankie Valli is, I do have a younger audience. Tell us a little bit about Frankie Valli. Why should people know Frankie Valli?
Well, he's that guy that you don't know until somebody starts singing one of his songs. Then everybody says, "Oh, I know that guy." The funny thing is when I first heard about the audition for Frankie Valli, I was the first one to start back in 2002. And I went to my computer and in my dial-up internet and looked up Frankie Valli and looked at the list of songs and said, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one. And I was blown away at how much his songbook was a part of my life even before I started working with him. And another funny thing, my dad, who is like the ultimate people person, the first time he saw a Frankie Valli concert with me singing backup for Frankie, we were in Las Vegas and brought my dad and mom backstage to meet Frankie. And my dad was a wallflower. He was plastered against the wall. He was so starstruck. But yeah, Frankie Valli is that guy that once you hear his songs, you know them and you know you've been listening to him for your whole life.
Well, that's the thing. He had such an amazing career with the Four Seasons, and then a solo career. So you guys know so many of those songs. What was that like for you all to travel globally with an artist that was that well known? I'll hit Brandon next.
Honestly, up until that point in my life, it was probably the best job I ever had. Just the amount of places that we had the opportunity to perform in, you know, some of these amazing theaters, you know, like Royal Albert Hall in London, and the Lyric Theatre in Sydney, Australia. It was just a great experience. You heard a lot of stories, and you learned a lot, you know, as a young singer or a younger person in the music business coming up. He really, you know, kind of showed us the way a little bit, and we learned a lot. So now we can apply it to our own business and our own music going forward.
Great segue. So Brian, that was my next question. What was the impetus behind you all forming a group, your own group?
Well, during our almost 15 years with Frankie, we became a quartet, and we started singing together all the time. And before that, we were all kind of solo singers. So during our time together, we started developing that group harmony, and we had a love for it. So Frankie saw that in us, and out of all the incarnations of singers he's had over his 60+ years, he saw something in us that he really liked. So he wanted to do a project that he always wanted to do with groups. His favorite group growing up was the Four Freshmen, and his favorite singer was Frank Sinatra. So when he started hearing us sing, he put us together and said, I'd love to do a project kind of melding those two ideas together. And that's kind of how we first saw something beyond our time with Frankie. And that's kind of how the idea was formed. And just from doing that, we started getting more comfortable going in the studio, recording those cool harmonies. And eventually here we are today doing our thing.
So where did the Modern Gentleman name come from? I mean, you obviously are gentlemen. Modern Gentleman just puts a really cool spin to it. Where did that name for the group come from?
Yeah, and especially early on, like Brian said, we were doing these throwback harmony songs and sounds to specifically Frank Sinatra songs and stuff like that. So we had this, you know, this air of sort of vintage style, that martini glass or a scotch with a single ice cube in it kind of vibe, and which was fun, and then it was kind of nice to have a little bit of that there. But then we definitely wanted to bring it up to a younger generation, maybe a more current audience, not only just because of our own ages, but trying to appeal to just a younger age to have more of a longevity in a career. So we tried to sort of meld those kind of two identities together of like what has this idea of like, oh, it's a throwback thing, maybe a guy with an undone, you know, bow tie, but still trying to be contemporary. So Modern Gentleman was born out of that.
I love it. I love how it feels, because that's what I thought of when I initially heard the name. I'm like, okay, you got a scotch, or you've got a bourbon, you've got the one ice cube. I'm thinking a Rat Pack. And then the modern part definitely puts a great spin on it, because people of the younger generation, they do enjoy the classic vintage harmonies and melodies, even though they might not be as exposed to them as they are in the current music scene. They have an appreciation, I think, for them, which is why so many of those old classics get sampled and utilized in current music. So what was it like for you all to actually, you have the group, now you tour, now you make music together, you're together all the time. Not that you weren't before, but this is your own project. What was that like, Todd?
Sorry, Brandon was just texting because his screen froze up, and so he dropped out for a second. I was looking at that. I see him.
He can come back in anytime.
Oh, okay, good. I think he's trying to come back in. So I kind of missed that question.
No, it's all right. I was asking, what was it like for you all? You would obviously tour together with Frankie, but when you come together as your own group, it's your own entity, your own thing. What was that like for you all to tour and create music together as the Modern Gentleman?
It was great, because it was time for us to take a step out front. In the show with Frankie, we got a few seconds to shine. But for us in our show, this is something that we take a lot of pride in. And we don't have one lead singer. We're all the soloists, and backup singers at the same time. So within a song, you may hear all four of us singing different solo lines. And I think that makes it different than other groups that are out now that usually have a lead singer and backup singers or a primary singer. We have 4 strong soloists. And
so how did you all pivot during 2020? So everything kind of shuts down, right? And so as musicians, I have a lot of musicians, a lot of artists that come on the show. And that's such a big question because I think there's a lot of struggling artists that just don't know how or haven't quite figured out how to pivot during the 2020 Zoom world, Zoom craziness, and all of this insanity. How did you guys do that, Brian?
Well, we try to adapt like everybody else. We quickly realized that going forward, and we obviously live in different states. So in order to coexist as a group and kind of collaborate, we had to get on Zoom. We had to learn how to get ring lights and get good lighting and record from home remotely, you know, that sort of thing. And to be creative on social media to keep our fans kind of involved with what we're going through. And hopefully with this Christmas project, that was a great way to kind of keep everybody kind of waiting for something, especially much needed during this year.
Absolutely. Christmas is my favorite time of year. And so you get in that holiday spirit. What was the idea? So the idea behind that was, hey, let's do something together. Let's collaborate. What was is the song an original? Is it something you all wrote? Is it something you all covered? Tell us a little bit about You Make It Feel Like Christmas. You got a lot of love, by the way. I'm trying to show some of it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's
thanks,
cool.
Jenny. We love you too.
You Make It Feel Like Christmas is it's a fun story. So we actually started working on this project well before the pandemic, about 1.5 years ago. And just, we thought we could get it in by last holiday season, and we couldn't get it done in time. So we were able to do a lot of the creative process pre-pandemic. And we had a producer who contacted us to do this album. And he was from Nashville, and then he wanted to fly in a bunch of writers who have tons and tons of very well-known hits of their own. And they came to LA. They had these writing sessions, and I was super impressed because they spit these songs out. I mean, within a day, we had songs that, to me, I was like, God, these sounds like these are hit songs. But that's what those like hit writers do. And you know, I mean, they've written for Faith Hill, Bruce Springsteen, Vince Gill, Christina Aguilera. I mean, everybody. So they wrote You Make It Feel Like Christmas and played it for us in the morning. And I think we even started recording some of those vocals by mid-afternoon.
Brandon's back. Welcome.
Hey,
sorry, don't know what happened.
All right, we're no judgment zone. You're in good shape here.
It's 2020.
Christmas songs people really do respond to them. If you've noticed the way that they changed the charts, the top 10 right now is filled with on the pop chart. Billboard 100 is filled with Christmas music. So people really do respond to that and remember it because it gives them an emotion and a feeling. What was it like for you all filming the video, which Brandon's got queued up and we're going to launch in a minute because it's got this warm Christmas feel to it. Had you done video before, and what was it like filming a Christmas video for the song? I'll let anybody take that.
Oh yeah, we filmed it in one of the warmest summer months up in Canada, actually. So you have to get into the Christmas spirit wearing these like warm sweaters and awesome suits, but it was really hot. So we were currently in Atlantic City during a residency of ours performing. So we had 2 days off to do this Christmas video. So we flew up to a winery where it was filmed just outside of Toronto. And it was a wonderful experience getting to create. It was our first music video that we did as a group. So it was a lot of fun. We had a blast. You kind of have tongue in cheek. You have to have fun during this process, but it was great.
Is video as glamorous as it looks, Todd?
Oh, the many, many, many takes. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to experiment and play with it. But it's a little nerve-wracking at times because you've got other people waiting on you, and if you are screwing up or if you're just not getting it right, then you've got a bunch of people that are not very happy with you at the moment.
Well, that kind of video requires so much camera work, and there's just a lot more to it that I think it looks pretty. Obviously, it looks beautiful when it's finished, but the amount of time that it's not like, guys, that they sing the song all the way through and it's one take. Video is completely different. It just, you have to really get it right, and then somebody has to figure out how to put all of that together to make it look as beautiful as this video looks. All right. So Brandon's got it queued up. I think. Brandon, are you ready for me?
I should be. Yeah, and you will appreciate this because I had to eat this cookie about 15 times. And let's see if this works here.
All right. You make it feel like Christmas.
Full screen that.
Got the fire burning and the stockings up. Hot chocolate in a Santa Claus cup. I'm so excited that it's almost Christmas time. Almost Christmas. Decorating, putting angels on the tree. Loving being here with family. Saint Nick's coming and it's almost Christmas time. The snow is falling and the scene is set. My favorite time of year. I can't imagine a more perfect gift than having you here. 'Cause you make it feel like Christmas every time you smile. And you make it feel like Christmas. And it seems so right. You're everything I need to make this holiday complete. 'Cause you make it feel like, you make it feel like, you make it feel like, you make it feel like Christmas. There's Christmas carols on the radio. Kids are making angels in the snow. So excited that it's almost Christmas time. Sleigh bells ringing and the cookies bake. Just around the corner, I can't wait. So excited that it's almost Christmas time. The snow is falling and the scene is set. My favorite time of year. I can't imagine I'm a perfect gift than having you here. Because you make it feel like Christmas every time you smile. You make it feel like Christmas, and it seems so right. You're everything I need to make this holiday complete. 'Cause you make it feel like, you make it feel like, you make it feel like, you make it feel like Christmas. You make everything so sweet. Make my life complete. Everything's so right. 'Cause you make it feel like Christmas. Every time you smile, you make it feel like Christmas. And it seems so right. You're everything I need to make this holiday complete. 'Cause you make it feel like, you make it feel like, you make it feel like, you make it feel like Christmas. You make it feel like, you make it feel like, You make it feel like Christmas.
My God, I love that. I do. You have so much love, which I can't share right now, but I promise you guys will all respond later. How many times did you drop the package when it got thrown to you?
I have a very big target, so
I would have dropped that package so many times, and I love the fact that Santa comes in and plays. That's amazing. Who had the concept for the video? Did you guys participate in the creation of that?
A little bit. We got the storyboard, kind of the idea of how everything was going to go. There was a director and another cameraman set and gave us the whole outline of everything. So it was great. We just kind of just rolled right with it.
So good. I also feel like that is something when I'm listening to it, it feels like I've always known the song, which is probably what you guys were referring to before. It sounds like a classic already. And I'm like, have I heard that before? But I know I haven't.
Funny.
All right. So how do people find you, reach out to you, get in touch with you, follow you? What's the best way? And whomever wants to take that, I will let you, because I know there's usually one person who knows all of that information.
Brian.
The best way is our website, themoderngentleman.net. Definitely put the before the Modern Gentleman. It might take you elsewhere.
It's playing on the ticker on the bottom there.
Oh,
yes, it is. Thank you.
And
thank you for doing my job. I told you at some point somebody was going to do my job, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
You guys are a joy and a blessing. Thank you so much. I know we had technical difficulties, but you guys came through. God bless you all. Merry Christmas. Thank you for all you do, and I'd love to have you back anytime. We will respond to all the love that you've got from all across the platforms, by the way. But Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to each of you.
Same to you.
You as well.
All right, go out. TheModernGentleman.net, you guys. Don't miss out. It's amazing. All right, see you guys soon. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.